Dun, 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 dun. What's going on? What's going on? CoinOpTV subscribers, Robert welcome here live streaming on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoinOpTV. Just finished watching the EA press conference for E3 Expo 2015. I guess the press conference was called EA Play, or that's what they're calling their sort of thing there. So I'm live streaming. I took some notes while I was watching. I got some reactions that they didn't show off a whole heck of a lot of games, so we should be able to blast through this pretty quickly. I am live streaming now. I'll give you guys a shout out. I'm curious to see what your impressions were for the EA press conference. It's really weird having a press conference on a Saturday. E3 technically it doesn't start until next Tuesday. It's very strange having these things stretched out and happening very early. But, I like gaming. I like gaming news. And I like to get your feedback on things as well as, share my feedback about, what was sort of showcased. So let me get my chat room here opened up. How was the thumbnail? Was the thumbnail accurate? I tried to do me holding Yoda. Is that what you guys see for the thumbnail? Hopefully not my ceiling. Toy Movie Game Bros in chat. Chloe, Angel, Rugby, and Johnny all say hey. All right, so let's go down to the list here. Let's see. Well, let's start with the big one. Forget going down the list in order, because that's boring. The game that a lot of us, me included, were most excited to check out was Star Wars Battlefront II. This was sort of the first time to really see official gameplay live with commentary with my friend Justine there doing some commentary in there. Was pretty cool. So we got to see a lot of Star Wars Battlefront II. In fact, probably should have started off the show with it. I was just kind of sitting around waiting, really made the rest of the stuff seem kind of dull to me. Also, this was a cringy press conference for sure. There was a lot of dead air. There was a lot of times where people seemed to not be able to read the cue cards or the teleprompter. My man Jesse from Pranks vs. Prank was up there, and he looked like he was just completely lost. They cut to some NBA video game play during the Star Wars presentation accidentally. One of the dudes couldn't remember his last name and corrected himself. Some guy had two microphones. It seemed like he changed his shirt also during the press conference. So it was really awkward, really cringy to watch. Plus, ultimately, I'm not really into a lot of the sports games. So some of that stuff, I'm like, all right, well, this seems kind of cool and interesting. For me, it was all about Star Wars Battlefront 2. So they brought out the lead actress who's playing the game to basically talk and introduce a lot of the features for Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I thought was interesting. It wasn't a developer; it was like the actress in the game as sort of the face of the game. So let's see. So she talked about how the game is going to be bigger, better, a lot of emphasis on free DLC, free content, free maps. There's going to be more planets, more characters for Star Wars Battlefront 2, emphasis on the single player and the multiplayer action. Something that I found out watching this was that all three eras of Star Wars will be represented in Battlefront 2, so that's great. So they kind of hyped up all the single player stuff, and then they didn't really show anything from the single player. Then they were like, all right, let's cut to some live action of people playing the multiplayer, which is cool. We want to see that, but it was weird how there wasn't really like a segue from the single player hype to the multiplayer. So with the multiplayer, man, it was fun. We got to see some Darth Maul hacking people down. We got to see a tiny bit of Rey before she got blasted on the live stream there. In the cutscene, they showed a little bit of Kylo Ren and Rey fighting against each other with some lightsabers, so that was really cool. And then something that I thought was interesting is in the trailer, this is before they showed the live stream, in the trailer they showed the single player characters in like the multiplayer trailer, something like that, and I was like, I wonder if there'll be a crossover between the multiplayer and the single player, if those characters will cross over. I don't know if that's something that they've talked about yet. So they showed the assault on Theed in Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiplayer. What can I say? Just it looked fun. It looked cool. Scott in chat says poor Jesse looks so nervous. Jesse did look nervous. I've met the guy and he's usually cool as ice and chill. And that there's something going on there with the teleprompter, I guess. So Toy Movie Game Bros is excited that Finn has come to the game. So yeah, that was a fun moment. John Boyega got on the screen and talked about, hey, where's Finn been? So he said, hey, Finn and Phasma are coming to, let's see, Finn and Phasma are coming as free DLC characters, and EA emphasized a lot on the free DLC, I think, and the free maps, free heroes. I think that they learned their lesson with last time around, the first Star Wars Battlefront that came out about a year and a half ago, with all the paid content and the season pass stuff. I think they learned their lesson, so that's good. So, all right, so that was the big thing for me. Star Wars Battlefront 2. I will be at EA Play tomorrow with my man Brian, who's flying in, one of our contributors, and we're gonna try and play. I'm not great at first-person shooter games, but we're gonna try and get our hands on it, check it out. It was great to see like the droids popping around, all the droids from like the the first 3 Star Wars movies, the early years of Star Wars running around. It was cool to see Boba Fett hovering around, flying around there, and some of the different classes and the tweaking there. A lot of dogfighting going on. Camera during the live stream cut to a lot of that. I was getting a little nauseous watching ships flying around, but it was pretty cool to see the ships supporting the troops on the ground. Lots of stuff going on there. I didn't really get all that into Star Wars Battlefront because I'm not really a big multiplayer guy, but I'm more excited about Star Wars Battlefront 2 because I like single player campaign stuff, and this will have a single player campaign from the dark side, or the Empire will be the point of view of that. So all right, so let's jump back to the beginning. The first thing that's kicked off was Madden 18, a Longshot, which appears to have a story in it. You play as Devin, played by J.R. Lemon, a former NFL prospect, and some top-notch talent in this. His dad, Cutter Wade, will be played by Moonlight Oscar-winning actor Mahershala Ali. And there's a lot of talent involved in that. It looked pretty cool. It looks interesting, play Madden as a story game. That I think is kind of a unique thing. I can't think of a lot of Madden games that had like a single player story thing. We talked, the EA press conference talked about Battlefield 1 DLC expansion coming called In the Name of Tsar, with 6 new maps, a Russian army, a female squad. That's coming September 2017. That seems exciting. Battlefield 1 for me was a fun game to play initially, but again, I'm not great at the shooters and the multiplayer stuff, so didn't really hold my interest. Angel says, can I get a shout out? Get a shout out. Toy Maybe Game Bro says, I'm waiting for the Sony press conference. That's Monday night. Yes, I am as well. Cool Kids Crashers in chat says, I hope to see Skylanders Imaginators at E3. Maybe. I hope there'll be some sort of info. I'll be there. Reed Sports Gamers, do you know Skylander Boy and Girl? Yes, we've met before, and they're awesome channel. Okay, so they showed the FIFA 18 trailer with a heavy focus on the superstar football player Cristiano Ronaldo and his involvement. Some of that stuff was a little cringy during the press conference with those 2 guys that they brought out. I don't know who they are, comedians. So that was interesting. Not really a big football, soccer person, but FIFA's kind of cool. What I did find interesting was no reveal or mention or trailer or anything for the FIFA on the Nintendo Switch that apparently is supposed to be different than FIFA 18. So maybe they don't want to confuse people. Maybe the Nintendo press conference is going to talk about FIFA on the Switch. I don't know. Next up, they talked about Need for Speed Payback, and they showed some extensive gameplay of that, which I believe was live gameplay. I'm not sure if that was all pre-shot or not. It looked very polished. Definitely looked like a Fast and Furious video game, Fast and Furious movie turned into a video game with all the different characters out there. It was nice. It was polished. Need for Speed is a little bit hit or miss. I like the Need for Speed for me that I was really keen on was the one with it was I forgot what it was called, but it was like the cops versus the robbers. That was one of my favorite Need for Speed games. We got a new video game revealed called A Way Out from Brothers, the guy who created the Brothers video game. This looks sort of like a little indie game with some co-op experience where you're a couple of dudes, you got to break out of jail. Apparently, according to the game developers, you can only play co-op either on couch co-op, local co-op, or co-op online. Looked like it was a lot of split screen stuff, kind of like the TV show 24, where there's a lot of things happening at once. There'll be like a cutscene over here, and you'll be playing over there. It definitely seemed unique and interesting. However, it's a little weird to be forced to have a video game where you have to play with somebody at the same time. Again, I'm a big person, a single player. I like to play my video games at night when everybody else is asleep because of my crazy hours. So we'll have to see if I get into A Way Out. I'll have to see if I can grab some bros, some gals to play with me. Nutty in chat says, can't wait for Call of Duty World War II. Yes, we should be getting some more information about that. Toy Movie Game Bro says, Fresh and Curious Style. Yes, for sure. Scotty Potty's in chat and says, Battlefront 2 looks amazing. Yes, these are all things I agree with. Angel says, did you see the new Black Panther trailer? I did. I watched it with the sound off because I was actually at an event when it popped up. But visually, it looks great. Very colorful. And a lot of costumes and a lot of scenery and stuff like that going on. So it looks pretty cool. Raging Reed says, have you guys been able to find any of the Neon Blue or Joy-Cons in stores? I haven't been searching myself. You guys let me know in chat if you have. Vishu, when are the WWE stuff coming out for E? That's right. Let's see. Well, we'll see if there's any WWE video game announcements during E3. So what else do we get there? So a big teaser for a game called Anthem, which is coming from BioWare's developer. BioWare's own, or EA and owns BioWare. They're coming out with a new game called Anthem. They showed just a little bit of a teaser. It looked like maybe it was an apocalyptic world in the future, possible mechs maybe involved like Titanfall. They said that there's going to be more stuff shown at the Microsoft press conference tomorrow on Sunday, so we're excited to see more from Anthem. There was a female doing the voiceover who sounded familiar, but I couldn't really place it. If you guys know, let me know in chat. Then we had a big giant demo for NBA Live 18 with some slow motion. It was a big giant demo, but some slow motion of one of the developers playing as LeBron James, doing some crossing over and dunking. There's something called The One in NBA Live 18, which looks like a story mode where you'll have some cutscenes and some interactions with different characters. And they showed shots of them playing inside and outside courts with rankings. They didn't really show anything about customizations for the characters, so that's something I'll be curious, because I know with the NBA 2K you can do like the customization of the characters, and that's something people like to really do, is get funky with the hairs and tattoos and stuff like that. So we'll have to see if the NBA Live 18, the one mode, will allow for some customization there. Luke is in chat and says, any chance of a PlayStation 4 Pro revision with a 4K brew? I'd like that. I picked up the PlayStation 4 Pro this month actually, not long ago, and one thing about it is weird is it doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray drive in it. So I don't know. Sony doesn't seem to want to do that. They want you to stream your 4K movies or something using their player. Sparky God says, when is Microsoft doing their press conference? It's Sunday at, I have to double check. I think it's 1 o'clock Sunday PM. I have to double check on that. Vushu's excited about the new Spider-Man game. Yes, I'm excited about that as well. Let me see. Let me go down the list here, see if I missed anything else. I think that sort of covers it. So Madden 18, Battlefield 1, DLC content, Need for Speed Payback gameplay, which looks like basically a Fast and Furious video game. A new project called A Way Out, which is a co-op experience, breaking out of jail. BioWare teased Anthem, a new IP coming out. NBA Live 18 was showcased briefly, and then of course the big one was Star Wars Battlefront 2. We didn't see some things that were missing. Like I said, FIFA on the Nintendo Switch was missing. Nothing from The Sims. I kind of thought maybe you would see something for The Sims. You know, The Sims is one of these brands that is super popular, but the last Sims game kind of failed. So we got to see what's going to happen with The Sims. If they're going to, revamp them, get them back up on the charts. Also, nothing for Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. I thought maybe we would get a teaser for some DLC or content. I thought that was one of the funner games to play, and I thought maybe we'd see a little something for that, maybe in a montage. So again, very cringy. EA's press conference was very cringy and very awkward to watch with all the weird pauses. Dude with 2 microphones at one time, cutting to stuff when you shouldn't be. Just really seemed like they needed to practice a little more. Maybe have less people hosting and less people on stage. Just have like 2 or 3 people that really know how to do live streaming stuff and work off the teleprompter and go with that kind of flow. Let's see in chat. Indominus Rex says, is there going to be anything with Transformers? The only thing I saw that looked like it had robots or mechs in it might have been the Anthem teaser, but I'm not really sure on that. Chipley Gaming says, I love bananas. Awesome. Reed Sports says he's in England. All right. Shout outs to you. Scott says, yes, I got a real cringe for real. It was pretty. Toy Movie Game Bro says cringy also. I was watching PewDiePie's video yesterday, and he was saying why he doesn't go to E3 at all, because he doesn't want to get trapped in one of these cringy moments. When I was watching the EA press conference, I was thinking, yeah, they would have, if they had PewDiePie or something on stage, definitely things would have been, bad for him, getting caught in a cringy moment. Angel says, is there a PS5? Bro, calm down. We just got, the PS4 Pro out there. Let Sony take a little vacation first. We're going to get the Scorpio reveal or the information tomorrow. The Scorpio will be revealed, all the information at the Microsoft press conference tomorrow. Scotty Potty is getting Injustice 2 on Friday. Awesome. You have to let me know what you're thinking. Dominus Rex is in England. All right. Shout outs to you guys. I think it's nighttime in England. It's sunny. It's in the afternoon right now for me in California. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this video now, and I'm gonna put together some information on my website, and just kind of keep tabs on things. Tomorrow I'll be going to EA Play, get my hands on Star Wars Battlefront and some of the other games out there. So that'll be cool to check out in person. And Dominus Rex says 9 o'clock. Yes, that's why I thought you guys were a little later. Scott says, I'm really hoping Aaron Paul's appearance in Need for Speed. You think so? Aaron Paul was in the Need for Speed movie. I saw that. And I thought it was kind of fun, his thing in that. So, all right, my voice is getting a little scratchy, still a little under the weather. Hopefully I'll be feeling better tomorrow when I go out to EA Play. And I'll try and do some more of these recaps for you guys. And thanks so much for watching for CoinOpTV. We'll see you next time. If you guys are brand new, please subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all those other fun things. See you guys later.